everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Eve, this is Everyday Artist, and welcome. And this is Rogue. Say hi, Rogue. Hank is laying beside me as always. He's just camera shy. No, he wanted to be up here too, didn't you, Hank? Yeah. Today is 28th of June, I think. What happened to June? Days are flying by. Anyway, so I have some crochet to show you, but I'll show you at the end this time, and cross stitch, and a little bit of life updates. I'm getting ready for Midsummer Stitch. I hope you guys are going to be in Midsummer Stitch. I'd like to see you there. I just tend to find a stitching table and go back to that same one every time. I don't hop around in them, but she likes to sit behind me. I sure would like to see y'all there, and let me know if you're going to be there. Maybe I can search for you. And I'm hoping to take both classes, but I'm taking at least the cover class. Yeah. Anyway. Found out my brother might have had a stroke yesterday. Fortunately, it was one of those transient strokes that went away almost as soon as it came. But he is in the hospital being tested, so be in prayer for my brother that he gets the proper care this time, because he's one of those that has just ignored his health issues in the past. So anyway, let's get started. So the piece I've been working on for Midsummer Stitch for the journal cover class is Dark Forest, and this is by TinyModernist, and I'm stitching this on 16 count fabric that I dyed myself, and this is my progress so far. I decided to do some back stitching before I finish, so I don't have it all left at the end of the stitch and be like, I don't want to back stitch. But it really makes the design pop out. So I probably won't be done by Midsummer Stitch, but you know, I'll be close to done, and it doesn't really matter because, you know, class is virtual. I don't have to be there to show her. So CrazzyStitch, we do Geek. I'm almost done. I need to just do this last line, except I want to add in a reference to Lord of the Rings, and I couldn't find any way to make it fit, because my idea of putting it down the side, it would just look weird. So what I've decided to do is frog this section here that's a reference to Doctor Who, because my son has never, as far as I know, he's never seen Doctor Who. I have, many a time, but I designed for it to say, we do well, we do well, and then it has two things, but it's going to say, we do well, we keep it secret, keep it safe, with a ring. And I'll do it in the same brown that the base is, and the ring, of course, will be gold. So it'll be right here in place of this. I wasn't really happy with my choices here anyway. It's really hard to read and really hard to see that silver. And it was the thing that I was like, I think I could fit it there the easiest. But I have finished because in this house. And so I just need to do We Do Geek. And it probably will not be exactly even within this house. I don't know. I just have this fear that it's going to be sticking out. So I'm going to really do some counting and try to make sure that it fits there. So I'll probably go ahead and do We Do Geek and then worry about frogging this and restitching this other line that I put in. Let me know what you think about that. Should I still try to put it down the side? I don't know. He really loves Lord of the Rings. He has 3 tattoos, and they all are of Lord of the Rings stuff. No, I take that back. 2 are. One is my mother's and my father's date of death. I had to pause. My son needed to talk to him. He was passing through. So I have the first red line finished, except for the center right here. I need to fill in that center. And I'm wondering about the white lines because there's quite a bit more bright white than there is off-white. And I'm wondering if I should use the off-white for the centers and do the whole thing bright white, or do like I'm doing up here and alternate them. There's quite a bit more bright red than there is dark red, but I think there's plenty for me to keep doing it that way. But, you know, I have to consider that these lines down here are pretty long, so. So I have some decisions to make before I start that white line. This is Temperature Pets by JaceBreeze, and I'm doing this line right here, and I'm on this cat. Next is 2 dogs, and then 2 cats, and then 2 dogs. No, a dog and a cat. I think she likes cats more than she likes dogs. So this is a big cat. This is a lot of stitching, but we've already hit a day that was 113. So I'm going to have to find a color to use for higher than 115. But this past week it only got up to 109, so it's still temperate, a little higher than normal, but not much. So that cat's almost done. This is up to Friday. No, Thursday. I don't know. Friday's temperatures wouldn't come in, and so I didn't do Fridays. That's what happened. And I'm stitching that on fabric that I dyed myself, but it's an opalescent fabric. It dyes very well. If you have opalescent fabric that's white, it'll dye very well. That's Hank making noise. So next is Silver Creek Samplers, A Sweet Memory. And I have changed the bottom here. I might put in the date, I'm not positive. And I changed it to this, Save the Citizen. And I would put the date right in here, or right over here. And this is where I am now. And I might work on it one more day this month, but I've gotten my 5 days. So they were only a few minutes a day, but I got my 5 days. I switched it out for when I was working on something else, and that I only worked on for a while. Now, I put my WIPGO up in that slot, so I may do that for the month of July, just to make sure I get my WIPGO in, because there's lots of stuff going on in July. This is my July cross-stitch camp piece, which I will start on the 1st. This is by Stitching with the Housewives, and it is 250 Years of Freedom. I have some fabric picked out that is, it's this color. I'm sorry about the air conditioner. It's really loud, so I'll try to talk louder. I have all the threads and everything ready to start. I will not finish it like this with daisies and crochet flowers and all that, but you know, I like the idea of putting two layers. So this is my first WIPGO call for July. Hands-on Design Blackberry, and I have a barely started start. That is the center of this berry, and at the top. And I'm stitching this on 14 count something. I think it's 14 count. It might be 16 count. It might be 18 count. I'm stitching on the same thing I stitched the other one. It looks like 18 count, doesn't it? I got this at Hobby Lobby, so it's an Artiste brand. And I don't think they have it anymore, because I like it. Let me look at this. It looks like 18 count. Might be 16 count, which is smaller than the, whatever count it is, it's smaller than the pattern for the berry. So I'm going to have to adjust it. She has patterns included for her berries there. So if it was 16 count, that would be 32 count, and I think that's what her call for fabric is. So. My other WIPGO call for a WIP is some Art Deco Summer. I bought all 4 seasons of this, and this is the reason I did. I liked this pattern. Somebody was stitching it, and I thought it was so beautiful. And I will not get done in the 5 days this month, but I'll try to put a good dent in it. Now, it has a lot of threads, and I need to make sure that I have all the threads, and that's going to take some time, so I'll be working on this later this month. And I'm stitching this on 28 count even weave that I dyed myself, and that is one of the center dragonflies. And The needle has gone missing. I probably used it on one of the other ones that I have. So then are the WIPGO new starts. Now, one of them that was called is this Love Puppet pumpkin toad. Now, I know I got the dimensions when I bought it, but they're not anywhere on this printout. So I don't know where they went to. So I'm going to have to look up and make sure I have the dimensions correct. But I think this guy is so cute. And I found some of this 16 count blue that I dyed myself, 16 count Ada that I dyed myself, and I can put it on that. Or I think this is 18 count. I kind of want to put it on this, but I'm going to have to do a floss toss and see if everything will show up. I think it would look amazing on this. I sure would like to hear your thoughts on that. And the other new start that I have is CrazzyStitch, the droids. I bought this the same time I bought Geek. I gave my son the choice, but I decided I really wanted to do both. He really likes Star Wars, and so this will be another gift for him. I do have black fabric to do it on. Hank is doing his best to try to get me to get up. I love the Abbey Road. So I'll probably start on Abbey Road and then do the droids separately after that. I'm not sure I'm going to put the droids. I know it's there because it says the Beatles, you know, on the Abbey Road thing, but I may just leave it without that title on there. And my crochet. So I think I told you that the inner tank didn't fit. So my sister gave it back to me of the double tank that I made, the yellow and black. And I've been busy unraveling it. So I have, well, not here. I have it partially unraveled that I'm going to use it for something else. And that capelet that I started last year, here's a picture of it. Not last year, last week. Here's a picture of it. Here it is so far. And it'll sit like this and come down to about here. I'm 5 rows in of 20, and she said, you know, if you have to adjust it for size, to just put more rows. So that's probably what I'll do. So that is the only crochet I've been doing because I've been busy frogging. And I think I want to make a chicken purse for my sister. Her birthday is in July. And so I may set that aside while I work on that. And I just got to see if I have enough of a yarn because I don't feel like buying yarn. So, yeah. Thinking that black yarn might work. It calls for macrame yarn, but I don't feel like buying that. And I have a whole thing of cream and sugar. What are those called? Cone of cream and sugar ecru that my sister gave me, and I could make it out of that. So I did a little test start of the pattern with the black, but I'm going to get that other cream and sugar and see if it works better with that. Not that it's bad with either one, I just... And it wants me to use a size 7 hook. I tried it for a minute and I was like, no, this is too big. I'm not using a chunky yarn or something, so yeah, I don't want to use this giant hook. So I'll use a hook appropriate for whatever whatever yarn I pick, but it's okay to use something smaller because the thing is huge. Now, I'm not expecting her to use a chicken purse. I'm not going to line it. I'm not expecting her to use it. But I thought it would be cute sitting up there beside her cheeseburger that I made her in her office. So anyway, that's all I have for this week, and I sure would love to hear from you what you think about that green fabric versus the blue, and what you think about my switching out that one line in the We Do Geek pattern. So I will see you in a week, and thanks for listening. Bye.